Good morning. I'm going to talk to you about the morning. Strange kind of subject. But as a way to help yourself, as a way to look after yourself. So, for me, the moments that you give to yourself, those moments of peace, where you can be yourself, are the most precious moments of the day, in actual fact. And the most precious of those moments has to be first thing in the morning. And I'm not particularly a morning person, despite the fact that I'm doing a lot of videos out here first thing in the morning. You know, in fact, look, I've got my coffee t-shirt. I'm a guy that first thing in the morning, I need a big coffee. And then when I've had my big coffee, typically I have a big coffee. But look, if you get up and you're in a rush and you're hurried, that sets you up for a day of being rushed and hurried and impatient and stressed and always behind schedule. So despite the fact that I'm not a morning person, or at least that's the story I'm telling myself, I get up before I need to get up in order to give myself a good half hour to be, maybe to meditate, maybe to think, maybe just to pause, maybe to be grateful. One of the things that I learned when I first began this journey, I don't know if you want to call this a journey of remembrance or awakening or rebirth or whatever it is, one of the first things that I did, I saw this video from Tony Robbins that basically said, when you wake up, get out of bed, put your shoes on and walk out the door. And I wholeheartedly subscribe to this approach. Somebody else that I read about basically said, when you roll out of bed, when you put your feet on the floor, notice the texture of the floor, left foot down, thank, right foot down, you. Looking after yourself, basically, is what we're talking about. So yeah, one of the quickest ways to improve your state is to change your physiology. So if you get out the door, you go for a walk, you appreciate nature, especially if you do it early in the morning when there's nobody around. It's an incredible stimulus to gratitude. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. But either way, give yourself a good moment first thing in the morning, just for you. Because, you know, it sets you up for the day. It sets you up for a thought process for the day. I'm going to show you what's behind me. That's why there's a big shadow in front of me, because there's that behind me. So beautiful. So it's easy for me in a situation like this to come to a understanding of awe and gratitude. But this is not my usual environment, you know. And the only reason I'm here first thing in the morning, having done this big hike, is because I chose to do so, right? I set it up, I engineered it. Not to do a video, but because I just love seeing the world unfold. So if it doesn't come naturally, if it's hard to get in that different headspace, okay, to wake up and just feel good. If you wake up with your problems, okay, if you wake up with your obsessions and your frustrations and all that kind of stuff, and getting up 30 minutes earlier is just going to make you have 30 minutes extra to be with your frustrations, then definitely put your shoes on and get out the door, okay? There is nothing like a bit of exercise, breathing. I love my life. I love my life. Doesn't that sound ridiculous? But if you can do that, it may even make you laugh, right? It may even make you go, oh my God, what am I doing? That's fine too. That was something else that I learned from Tony Robbins, in actual fact, that I love my life as you're doing your breathing. But it's a brilliant way because it energizes your body, you feel alive. And when you feel alive, then you can start to feel that sense of gratitude. If you find it hard to do, go along with me, all right? I'll give you a suggestion. This is nothing but a suggestion, but I'll give you a suggestion. So you put your shoes on, you go out the door. If it's necessary, you have a quick coffee first. Okay, I'll grant you a coffee. But you do not muck around. In fact, I wouldn't even have breakfast. Just pick yourself up, go out the door, just for try it for 15 minutes, right? I promise you 15 minutes will turn into 30 minutes, will turn into an hour, because it's such a joyous way to begin your day. Even if you've got stuff to do in the morning, if you do this beforehand, it makes everything work better during the day. Okay, so you're out there, you've got your trainers on, looking around. Do a bit of energized breathing to inflate yourself, to energize yourself. Take a look around. Relax your focus, okay? A lot of things that people do when they're frustrated, when they're fixated, they get tight here. They focus on one thing in particular. Open your eyes. Focus on the space in between your eyes and allow that space between your eyes to relax. Allow the space to relax. Allow your gaze to open, to expand. Allow your gaze to the point where you can become aware of everything right out at 90 degrees to your right, right out at 90 degrees to your left. Whilst you're walking, okay, you can do this and still stay safe. You can still be aware of everything in front of you, but you have an expanded vision on your sides, okay? Maybe you can even imagine that you've got eyes in the back of your head and that your vision can expand all the way around. Because when you do so, you are already slowing down, releasing any tightness inside of your body. So you're walking along. Your mind is now calm. Your mind is now clear. You're in a state to be able to observe the beauty and the fascination of whatever is around you. And it doesn't have to be as stunningly gorgeous as this. It can be a city scene. It can be a street that you've seen 1,000 times before. There's beauty everywhere. And so you're walking along, focusing on your breathing, space between the eyes, observing whatever's around you. And think of one thing whilst you're there that you're grateful for. One thing. And I don't know who's watching my video. And I know a lot of people are going to say, I'm suffering. Okay, I'm hurting. Search. Everybody has something to be grateful for. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's a loved one. Who knows? Find something that you're grateful for. Tell the world. Say thank you. Maybe you say it out loud. Maybe you just kind of think it and send it off into the universe. But be thankful for it. Find another thing that you're grateful for. Be grateful for that too. Keep on going. Consider what I said before. I love my life. I am so grateful for the opportunities that the world brings, for the kindness in the world, for the simplicity in life. I am grateful for those little moments of peace whenever they come. I'm grateful for this tranquility at the beginning of the day. I'm grateful for the anticipation that this moment brings. I'm curious about what the rest of the day will bring, but I am so grateful to be a part of this. Don't just say it, feel it. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Feel it in your heart. When I say these words, I feel it, okay? And share that with the world. If there's anyone around, share it with them. Say hi, give them a compliment, give them something utterly spontaneous, just to share a bit of that love. If there's no one around, share it with the world. Say, gosh, I'm so thankful for this. You are so amazing, and I am so tiny, and I have no idea, but wow, you're beautiful. Whatever makes sense to you, okay? But spread that gratitude, spread that interest, that curiosity, that beauty, that awe, that powerlessness, whatever it may be. And when you do meet someone, share it with them. Because then you're spreading good in the world. And they will carry that good inside of them. It will affect them in some maybe huge, maybe minor way, but it will affect them. And then when they meet someone, they'll be happy and smiley and friendly. And the person they're friendly and happy and smiley will receive that and spread it. And the world becomes a nicer place. That's all I need to say, okay? That's the gift of the morning. I mean, ultimately, the story is the moments that you give yourself where you appreciate being quiet and alone with yourself are very rich, very meaningful, very deep, and very caring. And if you can give yourself that sense of caring, everything else starts to make sense. Everything else starts to make sense. You can also emotionally regulate yourself better during the whole of the day because you've already given yourself that kind of, I don't know what you want to call it. There used to be an advert on the TV when I was in Britain that was for Ready-Brek, and it was central heating for kids. And the kids used to set off on their way to school with their satchel on their back, glowing with bright red energy because they'd had their hot cereal in the morning. This is my Ready-Brek. Do this for 30 minutes in the morning. You have a glow around you all day long. You have a glow, a joy, a serenity, a peace, a gratitude, an astonishment with the world, an awe for everything which is bigger than you. And you can go far with that because you spread that to everybody else. And when you do, they react, right? I promise you, if you do this every day, the world responds. People are nice to you. Amazingly. Completely surprisingly. You have no idea what comes when you spread joy with the world. Somehow or other, the joy comes back. Anyway, enjoy the morning. I hope that's interesting. It's a little bit kind of woo-woo again, but it seems I am a bit woo-woo these days. And enjoy the beautiful view. Take care.